The basis of the human experiences found within texts are the challenges and struggles associated with being human. Stephen Daldry's Billy Elliot and Luca Lesson's Please Resist Me explore how the struggles with adversity enhances our understanding of individual and collective human experiences for the mediums of film and poetry, respectively. Through exploring the theme's significance in the representation of social dynamics and the value of self-expression, we see that the struggles with adversity are vital components of both texts. Billy Elliot explores this idea through the lens of a young boy living in a small Durham town in 1980s England, experiencing relative poverty and struggling to pursue his dream of becoming a ballet dancer due to gender and societal expectations. Please Resist Me instead is a motivational poem directed at those within the Australian community who do not feel like they belong within contemporary society. Despite these differences, they both are intrinsically linked by their exploration of human experiences and the theme of a struggle with adversity. The setting in which we live in, along with the people who we associate with and have a higher power over us, can dictate much of our life choices and decisions. This in turn presents a challenge to those who oppose it. The opening scene of Billy Elliot immediately establishes an archetypal British suburb and the issues which pervade over the narrative. The suburb is established through the scene of Billy running, juxtaposing the brick buildings and a blue sky, symbolizing and foreshadowing Billy's desire to surpass and persevere over the setting in which he lives in, while also grounding the setting in realism, thus drawing in the audience to a story of hardship and social struggle. This also immediately highlights to the audience the working class setting in which Billy lives in, and the issues of relative poverty which pervades over the narrative, which limit Billy's ability to pursue his dream of ballet. This struggle was later intensified by the struggle with Mrs. Wilkinson and Jackie on whether or not Billy should do ballet. Daldry positions Billy in the middle of the kitchen, and uses a high-angle shot from Billy's perspective to highlight his authority and importance over the situation. This clever use of irony and creation of mise-en-scène not only symbolizes the class conflict present within the setting, but also the difficulty of expressing your self-determination over people of authority, as Billy acts as a point of interest between two adults from different social classes, yet has no chance to speak up. This makes the audience explicitly aware of the struggle within the scene and the frustrated emotions felt by Billy, as the crescendo of the song A Town Called Malice creates a bridge between this scene and the following montage, which also focuses on the frustrations of the lives in which we live. As such, the audience is able to better understand the struggles associated with expressing one's self-determination and pursuing dreams within society as a core component of the human experience as individuals. Societal expectations and the prejudices that exist because of them is a form of adversity to those who don't fall in line with those expectations. Billy Elliot and Please Resist Me both highlight the struggles associated with living in society. The first stanza of Please Resist Me grounds the text in realism, much like Billy Elliot's opening scene, by contextualizing the poem within Australian contemporary society.
Please resist me, colonize me, compromise me, conflict me.
The opening line calls back to the colonization of Australia in the 1780s, when the Aborigines' land was taken by the Europeans, but the pronoun me grounds it in modern-day society by referring to the author and the wider audience. The use of alliteration also closely correlates the three individual words together, establishing to the audience that the problems of the past are still very much problems of today. The first stanza provides a personal anecdote from Lesson, which shows us an example of the prejudice still present within society.
Please resist me. Call me a wog, it's brought us so close together I could call me a squad.
The use of the slur wog highlights the issues still present within society. In conjunction with the inclusive word us and the word squad, the audience better understands the universal nature of this issue, expressing how even if it's a personal anecdote from the author, the human experiences found within is something that collective has experienced. However, the uplifting and motivational tone of the poem, expressed through the recurring motif that it is these struggles that make us stronger, contrasts with the negative connotation of the diction used, showing how the struggles associated with the human experience isn't what define our lives, it is how we persevere over them that do. These collective human experiences highlight the struggles and challenges imposed by the prejudicial society in which we live. Nevertheless, it is these challenges and how we defeat them that define our lives. The freedom of expression acts as a catalyst in persevering over the struggles which limit us in achieving our dream. Billy Elliot explores the importance of freedom of expression for Billy defying Jackie's and society's beliefs on gender normalities. The pivotal moment of Jackie's changing ideals is in the scene where he sees Billy and Michael doing ballet. The wide-angle shot of Billy and Jackie on opposing sides of the screen displays a clear ideological standoff between the two people. Jackie represents the standard hyper-masculine ideal of what a man should be in the movie's contemporary setting. In contrast, Billy represents the minorities who are trying to express themselves and become accepted among the societal norms. The height difference between the two is also a clear visual metaphor for Jackie's authority over Billy, and sets the tone for the rest of the scene, as Billy is trying to alter Jackie's ideals and be on equal footing with him. This allows for the audience to understand the opposing views and overall relationship of Jackie and Billy at this point of the film. As the scene continues, Billy performs a fiery dance, defiantly opposing his father. This is conveyed through a mid-shot, which now shows Billy and Jackie on equal footing, as Billy bounds and leaps around him while dancing, foreshadowing Jackie's changing opinion in ballet throughout the scene. The recurring motif of a cage and a boxing ring throughout the scene symbolizes Billy breaking past the social confinements which had limited him from reaching his dream, and also Billy reaching self-realization in the place which he was once called disgrace. Thus, the audience is better able to understand the value of self-expression and persevering over the struggles which limit us, as it is persevering over these struggles that form and define our human experience as individuals. Ultimately, it is clear that the human experiences found within texts are defined by the struggles and challenges associated with being human, as shown in Billy Elliot and Please Resist Me. Through exploring the theme's significance in the representation of the setting in which we live and the value of self-expression, we also better understand both individual and collective human experiences as core components of our life.